Now, welcome to another Visions Volume 2 review. This time it's the Bandits of Golak.
This is coming out of 88 Pictures from India. I always do the canon thing. Putting this into canon is bing, bang, boom, it's in canon.
Wasn't this an episode of Clone Wars?
This very well could have been. The animation style was very
similar to Clone Wars.
The computer animation style. And literally, you could fit this in because everything in there lines up with the Dark Times. We have Inquisitors, Purge Troopers, Jedi in hiding, the hidden path from Kenobi.
Yeah, it felt like...
literally, plop, it's in canon. I've now dubbed the canon.
I have spoken.
It is canon now, everybody. Bandits of Golak, canon.
This could have been Season 3 of Bad Batch. For all we know.
They
just needed to show up at the end.
They even had alien species that we totally recognize. They even had the species that Terra Sinube is in there.
Yeah.
It was on the train.
It's just taking a train.
Mm-hmm. This one was amazing with the cultural tie-ins. They had the bright colors that India is known for. It was beautiful with the colors. I love the colors.
Well, the animation looked really good. It looked crisp and colorful.
Very crisp.
And again, it looked like Clone Wars taking place in India.
Absolutely. I like that the girl, Rani, she had a bendy, I believe it's called, on her forehead. The third eye. It also symbolizes hidden wisdom and strength and stuff. Very Jedi-like. I was like, ooh. And then I was like, wait, does the other Jedi, the Jedi we see towards the end, the Jedi, does she have one? But she actually has a cloth covering it, so I'm like, well, maybe she does.
She's hiding it.
She's hiding it. That could just be a thing in their culture for Jedi. The music was also very much taken out of India.
Yeah.
You could tell it had the sitars, just the way they play their harmonics, the flute. It was beautiful. I liked the music quite a bit in this.
It's good. Very standout music here this time.
Yeah. We had the brother and sister. We had Charuk and Rani. I do think it's interesting because on second viewing, you just pick up so many things you didn't really notice the first time, honestly. Rani is upset because they fled their village, leaving their father behind. And their village was entirely destroyed, and all she has left now is her father's flute. And she's like, well, why would they do this? Well, we know why. Because she has force powers. They were there looking for her. That is most likely what happened. Why else would her father send her and her brother away? Her brother, who seems to be very well aware that his sister would be hunted for these powers.
Yeah.
As every time she's exhibited them, he's like, stop it.
What are you doing?
Cut it out.
He's just jealous.
So I think the village was raised because of her.
Oh, absolutely.
She probably was playing around with the force powers, caught the attention of the wrong person.
Well, she caught the attention of the wrong people in this episode, too, again.
Yes, she did.
Throughout the episode, I should say.
Mm-hmm. So I believe she is the reason her village was destroyed.
That's a very mean thing to say.
Well, and her brother is just trying, from the beginning, to get her to the hidden path. He says, even later he shows a hollow saying this is where Pa sent us to find help. He was sent to go find the hidden path to get her to safety this whole time. Which was really sad, brother and a sister, and he knows from the beginning they're going to have to separate for her good. Then we had, on the train, she uses the Force to steal her father's flute back so she can play the flute, and her brother has to do some crazy shenanigans to draw the attention away from her. And then
steal candy.
Yeah, they're very obsessed with candy.
Yes, they
The
are.
bandits plunder all the sweets for feast and wonder.
Hmm.
And then randomly the Jandori Raiders attack. That actually felt a little out of place to me because I couldn't figure them out. I guess you could say.
I have no idea why
the Empire shows up to escort this passenger train.
Passenger train, yes.
Why are the Raiders going after the passenger train?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
That made me think of them more as Tusken Raiders who would just go after anything that goes into their territory. But if the Empire is willing to waste ground troops on speeder bikes to go after these Raiders and lose more men, why aren't they just sending the TIE fighters in to decimate those villages? They're like, we're going through that territory where the Raiders always come, looking up at the sides. Oh, there's some houses up there on the outposts and the rocks. Why haven't you sent, TIE bombers in to just...
Because you destroy the train tracks, potentially.
Unfortunately, I thought that felt really out of place to have those Raiders in there at all.
Yeah, I didn't get the point. I'm probably missing something.
I mean, the older brother went and, he did his thing to distract on the inside, so we didn't need the Raiders at all. It felt like it was just something to stretch out the time a little bit on it. I don't know.
So one could get shot in the face, I think.
Well, they make it safely to the village that their father sent them to. And Rani is, honestly, she's a little childish for me.
She's a child.
She is a child. I'm not going to say she's not a child. But I've always felt like both in the real world and possibly also feeling it within Star Wars and other mediums too. Kids who grow up going through something like the dark times of the Empire, I feel like you grow up a bit faster. Maybe you're a more somber child. Her village is destroyed. Her father stayed behind to save her, and she's giggling every other second.
Well, she's also not understanding the situation with the using the Force powers. You would really think she
But he keeps telling her over and over again. He's told her not to do that. Yeah. She saw the trouble it caused. She was scared on the train because they're standing around going, the Empire would pay money for you. You're a Force child. We saw what you did. And then she gets to the thing and she's like, I'm going to float. I'm going to do stuff. I've just got an audience and I know there's all these people around, but
But she's a child.
She's not.
That's, I guess,
but how old is she?
I don't know.
She
7, 8, I guess.
Yeah, but I think
Maybe
that's old enough to understand not
it's
to
animation.
do that.
Well, no, I agree with you, actually. Like, you would think after the first time she wouldn't do it again.
It's a me thing. I was annoyed that she
Just because you were the perfect little child who didn't use your Force powers on the train.
No, I wouldn't have.
I know you wouldn't have.
No, I would have clearly not used my Force powers on the train. Especially with the grief of the fact that my father is probably dead.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, you know what I need to do? Force flute.
Well, maybe she wanted to play a song for her father.
Well, why didn't she wait for her brother to come back with the flute? Why did she have to be an impertinent child and just grab things?
You answered your own question.
And then she goes to the next village, and that's the first thing she does again. Ha 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 ha. Look, I'm floating stuff again, brother. I know you were mad last time I did it, and you're mad again. Oh, no.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, we're reviewing and we're giving our opinion. It doesn't mean people have to agree with you.
Yes. I did like the look of the Inquisitor, as well as the Purge Troopers. I like that they included Purge Troopers, though they didn't do anything but die.
Yeah, the Purge Troopers was cool. The Inquisitor, I actually really, really liked the design of the Inquisitor. That might have been my favorite part of the episode.
He was designed really cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat how the storm started, and it also brought the chaos in the fight. Like, that was the key to everything starting is, here comes the storm, and now everybody's, all hell's breaking loose. That's when the Purge Troopers died in the fight, with the regular people fighting.
Yeah, Purge Troopers always die. That's what
they're
meant to do.
They seem to be useless. I don't understand.
I think they might be a little more useful than the ones in Kenobi.
Meh.
Those ones kind of died just randomly as well.
Well, then they're not any more useful or any less useful. The fight, one thing that I would definitely praise about the fight is the realism involved in it. Watching the fight, all of the moves were something a human could do, almost like it was a motion captured fight. Like, they didn't do, and this is both a detriment and a praise, they didn't do the show-stopping lightsaber tricks like you would have saw in the one we reviewed earlier, the Journey to the Dark Head, where
they're kind of
totally
around.
Unrealistic, crazy fights where people never get tired and can bend and move in crazy ways. They didn't do any of that. This literally looked like if you had two human actors standing there and trying their best to do a lightsaber fight, this would be it.
No, I agree. It very quote-unquote realistic looking.
Right. It was literally like you could have motion captured that.
Yeah, maybe it was. Who knows?
Maybe. But like I said, it's really cool that they decided to go that way with the realism route, seeing as they very much grounded their episode in Star Wars, in my feelings.
No, this one felt very Star. I mean, it definitely embraced everything from the Empire to the Rebellion to the Hidden Path to Jedi to Sith or Inquisitors.
It had that bittersweet ending, too. I mean, the brother and sister were separated, and we know that she's going to go into hiding with other Jedi, other Force sensitives, other people like her.
Yeah.
But now he is left alone with just the flute in the memory of his sister and father.
Yeah, it is a very bittersweet, very Star Wars ending, actually.
Keep in mind, he's a kid, too. And now he's entirely alone.
Yeah, you don't want to think too hard about that, I guess.
Well, I did.
Well, I did too, actually. No, I thought it was a very, again, very bittersweet kind of ending. But you kind of see that coming too, I think, because he's got to find a safe place for her, and he's not allowed to come because Jedi don't like when outsiders come.
I guess not, even though in the Hidden Path they were taking mothers with their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why would we take a brother? He's useless to us. Bring the sister.
What's his M count? Yeah, he's out.
But yeah, that's a sad ending for him.
Bittersweet ending.
She's safe, but now he is alone and has to find his own path. Alone.
Maybe he'll find someone to go on that journey with him. No, I thought this was pretty good. It was good. I liked the Clone Wars-y animation, though in a way it's not very different from what we've seen before, I guess. Not that that's a complaint, it's just
No, but the benefits were the definite culture that they added.
The culture was very cool. I felt like maybe the best incorporation of culture.
It's close because I did get messages about In the Stars.
Yeah, you told me about that, yeah.
Yes, how it was actual representation of a tribe in Chile that was wiped out, and that they did use some of their costumes, and that water is a real scarcity in a lot of parts of Chile, and then, so I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I guess maybe more overt incorporation of the culture, because, I mean, no disrespect, but not many people know the story of.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was cool that they chose to represent that story, but unfortunately...
Yeah,
we don't all know the story.
But it's cool too. I've learned it. I'm glad that person.
Absolutely.
A couple people messaged you, I believe, about that, which was cool.
I was really.
Cool. I mean, I love knowing that stuff. That makes it better. We both thought, well, actually, that episode is now a little better. We both liked that episode too.
Right, when they brought their actual history and the culture in, that just makes it better.
Oh, agreed. And like I said, this one just felt like very. I mean, not that I'm an expert in Indian culture, but it felt very overt and very in your face in a good way. I liked it. I liked that they embraced it and went with it. So yeah, overall, a good, solid episode. I had some questions, again, like the Raiders. A few other things were like, okay.
The Raiders served no purpose was my problem.
Yeah, they just kind of were there. Maybe there's a cultural reason for them as well that we'll learn about. But anyway, no, a solid episode. Not my favorite, and certainly not the worst either. Right there in the middle of the pack, I think I put this one.
We'll see. We'll see
shall
where
see.
it goes at the end.
But for now, that's going to be all we got for you this time. So now it's our turn to take to the comments below and tell us what you thought of this episode of Visions. And let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.